What is good, people? Welcome back to my channel. So Undisputed just released the patch notes for the up and coming 1.4.6 or 1.5 update, and we are going to go through them and give our thoughts and feelings. It says here, hey fight fans, here is your up and coming update. As of the 12th of August 2025, the changes below are scheduled and expected to arrive towards the end of the month. So the first one says Southpaw speed stat balancing. So this is a much needed fix and definitely a positive. In my opinion, this is a top 5 major gameplay issue, and I think we can all agree we are sick of beating fighters, they are losing, and then they reach into their bag of cheese and out of desperation start using the Southpaw exploit. But my problem is, have you guys done this right? Because you have a history of doing things incorrect. Yes, the speed stats for the fighters with the switch hitter trait in Southpaw do need to be slowed down. That is correct. But for fighters that do not have the switch hitter stance, that is not correct. They need to be nerfed so badly that turning Southpaw when the fighter never thought that is actually a negative with 0 positives. Your punch power, your punch speed, your punch accuracy, your movement should all decrease. So by turning your fighter Southpaw with low boxing IQ when they didn't fight that way is actually a handicap to yourself. Next is the quick glitch. Now this is probably one of the most important ones. I have not played rank mode for maybe 4 months straight because of this exact issue. If I'm going to endure the cesspool of scumbaggery which is ranked, when I have to deal with all the cheese, all the exploits, all the people desperate to win and will do anything by any measure, at the very least I want a W when I actually win, and I don't want to receive nothing, and I definitely don't want to be receiving an L when I should have won. So this is a huge major fix that is nothing but a W, and I'm so glad because this means I can now return to rank. The final patch note says nerf to Sergio Martinez. Middleweight, remove lightning hands and reduce punch speed to 90. Welterweight, remove lightning hands and reduce punch speed to 91. Adjusted the majority of his punches in Southpaw speed stat. Reduced the speed of the right uppercut in orthodox speed stat. Nah, this is something that needed fixing badly. If you don't know how broken Sergio Martinez was, he was extremely busted. So much so that even iGameUWatch had to make a PSA video on just how busted it was. Imagine giving a fighter 90 plus speed, combined with the Southpaw exploit, and then the cherry on top, they gave him the fast hand straight. This made for a completely broken fighter that people were taking advantage of, so it's definitely a W that they fixed this. But I will say this, it is extremely concerning that somehow this made it past quality control. It makes you think and wonder, like, who are the people overseeing this game and how did they allow these things to slip through the cracks? Because that definitely never should have made it through. So that is all of the patch notes, but then they go on to say, we have plenty more lined up for you guys and we thank you for your patience over the last few weeks. We've also combated many bugs that we will let you know closer to the time of release. Thanks. All I have to say is that you guys better have more lined up because this is nowhere near enough. Not with the state of your game, not with the things that you have said you have fixed but are still clearly broken. We definitely need more. Like, hit detection, in my opinion, I'm not saying this to exaggerate or being over dramatic, is worse than ever. I am whiffing punches like I have never whiffed before, in the pocket, outside of the pocket. My jabs are whiffing. You said you fixed the bug that when they're in a dazed state that you just start missing like crazy. That seems to be an overdrive for me. You said punches will no longer fly over the top of the head. For me, that still happens all the time. Then previously in the Discord, one of the devs were talking about how you was going to nerf the speed of movement to make running away less effective. Also add stamina attacks for loose movement so people can't just float around the ring for all 8 rounds. You guys won't acknowledge that the block is a major problem right now. It's just a bulletproof shield that people use as a riot shield to walk you down, or they just hold up their shield and run away the whole fight and nothing can get through. You need to nerf the speed that you can move while you're holding the block. Flat foot, such a huge problem in the game right now. There is no punishment for being exhausted other than you now walk slower. In flat foot, you can still throw punches just as fast, just as powerful. You can still throw power shots. You can still forward dash, back dash, diagonal lunge counter. If you're Jack Dempsey or Joe Frazier, you can still throw the leap and lead hook. So please tell me, what is the punishment for being in flat foot? Because when you're fighting a guy that's just spamming power shots and doing all that cheese, and then they hit flat foot and they can still do it, it's frustrating. It doesn't feel like they're suffering any consequences. You guys also need to nerf the diagonal lunge counters. This has been a problem since early access. We told you about it. There's no stamina attacks for them, so people just do them over and over and over again. And then the major problem with them as well is that they don't have any counter to them. I can't punch you in the direction that you're slipping. I can't punch your body in the direction that you're slipping. You just turn into a ghost while you do that animation, and everything I throw at you whiffs, and it's just a free counter window for you that you can abuse because your stamina is not getting drained by abusing them. Now finally, one of the devs last week mentioned that they're working on desync and that they had a meeting about it. I'll tell you this, I don't believe in any way, shape or form they can actually fix desync. Desync was a problem in early access on day one way back in February 2023. It's now been 2.5 years. We complained about desync the whole time. They haven't been able to fix it through this whole period, so I doubt that now suddenly having a team meeting and discussing it, you're going to be able to fix it. But you guys said you're working on it, so I want to see what you're going to do, because then if you suddenly fix it now, I'm going to know that for the last 2.5 years you've been incredibly lazy and not really attempting to do your jobs properly. So that's how I feel about these patch notes, but I want to know what you guys have to say. Do you feel the same? Are you happy with what they're including? What do you feel they've missed out? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content I got coming your way, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.